Hey, how's you going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. Boys, it's cold in the shop this morning. I tell you what, it's about minus 14 outside. It's about minus 5 here in the shop. I'll show you a picture here of a couple of thermometers I have, just so we can check the temperature, because I have a test I want to do today. Remember last fall I bought myself a salamander diesel-fired heater for the shop here. I'll put a link down below in that video where I talked about that heater. Anyways, I'm going to get that heater out today, going to set it up, turn it on, and see how long it takes to bring my shop from below zero right now, about minus 5 or whatever it is, up to 10 degrees. So that's going to be a good test. It's just 20 to 10 right now, so we're going to set up that heater and we're going to make this test and just see what happens. The fan and the pump aren't running. So what do you think of that? I bought a heater to heat my shop, and the first cold day I tried to run it, it won't go. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's take the top off and see what's wrong with it. Now, I have to say, when I filled this up with diesel, I put diesel in it, and it was like at the tail end of the summer, so it was summer weight diesel. Whether that's got anything to do with it or not, let me know in the comments, will you, if you think that summer weight diesel could be thickening up in the cold and that's why it's not running. I don't have any experience with that, but maybe some of you folks do. It's not pumping at all. See if there's fuel in it. Lots of fuel. Okay, I'm thinking that maybe if it is cold fuel and thick fuel won't flow through here, I'm going to put the, I have a little hairdryer here, try to warm up this pump, see if that helps. Well, the pump is warmer anyway, so let's try it. What a piece of junk. It won't start when it's cold. That's just one of the features that I look for when I'm buying a heater, eh? Buy a heater that won't start in the cold. Sign me up for that puppy. Kind of disappointed. So we're going to let that run now. It was 5 to 10 when we started it, so we'll just see how long it takes to bring the temperature up to 10 degrees. And I'll keep you posted. Alright, I'm way over in the other corner of the shop now. The heater's been going for 10 minutes. And the temperature's up to 2 degrees, so it went up from minus, whatever it was, minus, I think it was probably minus 2, maybe minus 1 or something in here when I actually finally got the heater going. So from minus 1, we'll say, to 2 degrees, 3 degrees, so it went up 3 degrees in 10 minutes. That's what I'm trying to say. So this heater that I have, it's a Mr. Heater. It's a 50,000 BTU. They call it a kerosene forced air heater, but they say you can burn diesel in it. So I've got diesel fuel in it, and it's summer weight diesel fuel. So that's maybe the reason why the pump was not able to start and pump the fuel, because the fuel was just too thick, too frozen, probably. Not frozen solid, but you know, thicker. So what I did was I went online here to Mr. Heater and I asked him the question, will summer weight diesel fuel cause the pump not to start? So we'll see what kind of an answer we get back from them. But in the meantime, my heater's been running now for 30 minutes, and the temperature way over here in the corner is up to 5 degrees. So it went up maybe 6 or 7 degrees in a half hour. And I have to say, smelling the air in here now, there is a smell. I'm going to say it's the smell from the heater. You can smell that smell, the exhaust, whatever, I don't know what it would be, but you can smell it. Now I have a CO2 detector in the shop here, and not a peep from that. It's not detecting anything abnormal, so I don't think there's a problem with the oxygen per se. I don't have any kind of burning sensation in my eyes. I don't have any kind of a headachy feeling, but I can smell that exhaust smell on me. You know, I'm thinking that I got this heater to heat my shop. The shop's not insulated. I don't plan on insulating the shop. So I thought maybe this heater would be the answer. Some people say if you burn kerosene in it, you won't get that smell. You won't get that exhaust fumey smell. You can also apparently buy fuel for them that's supposed to be odorless. I don't know, I might try that, depending on how expensive it is. But for now, I'm going to say to use this heater with diesel fuel in it to heat your shop. It's a great way to warm the shop up. But you have to be prepared. For me anyways, the odor is an issue right now. It's not sickening. You probably get used to it, you know, like because you're in a spot for a certain length of time. You get used to the smell. But, you know, this, I can really smell the heater right now. And whether that's going to end up being an issue down the road, I don't know. But anyways, for now, it's an inconvenience. That's what all I can say. So I'm going to let the heater go for a little bit more because I want to see exactly how long it's going to take that heater to run before the shop gets up to 10 degrees. I'm going to pick 10 degrees as a target. So it's at 5 degrees now. It's just went up a little bit there now. So. All right. So the heater's been going now for 45 minutes. The temp is just about 8 degrees there. It's flashing between 7 and 8 degrees. So I thought the shop would warm up quicker than it is, but it still is warming up nice. I just was outside and checked the temperature. It's -8 outside right now. And the temp has come up here. It was -1 or 2 when we started, so the temperature's come up in here 8 degrees, or 9 degrees maybe. So, you know, we're doing not too bad. I just thought it would warm up quicker, that's all. As far as the smell goes, I'm getting used to the smell now, so that, to me, that doesn't mean that the smell is less, it just means that I'm used to it. The real test will be when I'm finished here in the shop this morning and go back into the camp and see what my clothes smell like, right? So I'll keep you posted. So it's just 10 after 11 now, so we've been going for, let me see, an hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes with the heater, and we're at a good 10 degrees now. It hasn't flipped off at 10 degrees in probably 5 minutes, so we're at a good 10 degrees. An hour and 5 minutes for my 50,000 BTU heater to heat this space, 20, I think it's 26 by 22, not 24 by 20. I think I said 24 by 22 before. But the barn, the shop here, it's 26 by 22. Took an hour and 15 minutes to move it from -2 degrees this morning to +10. I also have a couple of electric quartz radiant heaters. I have one just above the man door coming into the shop, and then I've got one over on the other side of the shop above my toolbox. My thought process of this whole shop heating procedure that I was trying to concoct in my mind was I would run this diesel space heater for however long it took to get the shop up to temperature. In this case, it looks like it's going to be an hour. And then I'll shut that off and run the quartz radiant heaters. So what I'm hoping is now that the shop temperature is up to, we'll say 10 degrees, that these radiant heaters will now take over and heat the objects in the shop and keep them warm and maintain the shop temperature at some nice working temperature between, I'm going to say, anything above 8 degrees, between 8 and 12 degrees. That would be a nice operating temperature, I think, for me in the shop. So what I'm going to do now is go shut off my heaters. I'm going to go shut off the diesel heater, turn on the radiant heaters, and then I'm going to wait for probably, I don't know, a half hour or so and see what happens to the temperature. So it's been an hour since I shut the heater off and turned on my radiant heaters, and the temperature has dropped 1 degree. So you know, it's you can feel it cooler in the shop, that's for sure. The radiant heaters, I think if I was in the shop here working with the radiant heaters going, it would be fine. But we're going to leave them go and just see. We'll check back in another hour, see what's going on. Okay, it's 2 hours now since I shut down the diesel salamander heater and just had the radiant heaters going, and it's staying here. It's just 9 degrees. It's still 9 degrees in here, so the radiant heaters were able to keep the temperature at 9 degrees for the last 2 hours, and it's -8 outside. I think that's going to be alright. You know, if you're out here working around, it's going to be good. So I just thought I'd show you the radiant heater that I have. It's a 1500 watt heater, and when you turn it off, of course everything goes off. One pull on the string just lights the light here. 2 pulls will make it come on like half power, and then 3 pulls is full power. And it does, you know, like if you stand in front of that heater, you can really feel the heat, so it'll warm you up quick. But it's a radiant heater, so what it does is it heats objects in the room. It doesn't necessarily heat the air that well. Alright, so the heater, some conclusions about my heater. First of all, I was disappointed, surprised actually, that it didn't start unless I put the heater on the heater. Anyways, I've got requests and some questions sent in to Mr. Heater asking them about that. I think it's fuel related. I think that's all that was, because I have summer weight diesel in it. But anyway, we'll see what happens when I hear back from Mr. Heater. I'll keep you updated on that. The other thing is, there wasn't a whole lot of fumes come off it. You know, you could smell it, that's for sure. I'm not saying there's no smell. You certainly could smell it, but like my eyes aren't burning or watering. I'm not snuffed up. You know, I don't have a headache. I have a CO detector here, carbon monoxide detector, and that detector sitting over there looks like it's smiling, all nice and toasty warm, sitting on the corner of the cupboard there. So, you know, no issues that way. So I think it's going to be all right. It's loud, it's noisy when you're working in here, like, you know, you can carry on a conversation, but it is loud. It took longer to heat the shop than I thought it was going to. I thought maybe, you know, my shop's 24 by 26 with an 8-foot ceiling, and there's lots of materials and whatnot in here. I thought it would heat it quicker than it did, but it took 1 hour and 15 minutes to raise it from -2 outside to +10 in the shop. So, you know, I guess that's all right when all is said and done. And then when I shut the heater down, I have quartz radiant heaters, 2 of them, one on either side of the shop, 1500 watts each. So we got 3000 watts of heat, radiated heat, coming into the shop. And that's maintained the temperature now for 2 hours. The temperature only dropped 1 degree. So, you know, I think that's all right. So in summary, I would say for a heating source for my shop out here, the way I work in the shop, I want the shop to get warm quick, do a little project, and then get on my way. So I think this is going to work good for me that way. So I hope this video helped you if you're looking at maybe considering some sort of heat source for your shop. The diesel/kerosene heater, I think, is an alternative, but it's noisy and there is a smell comes off it, and you know, just saying. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I really do. It's nice, so nice that you take so much time to tune in to my videos. It's amazing. We're coming up to the end of the year, coming up to Christmas. I hope everybody is going to have a great Christmas. I hope everybody's going to get what they deserve for Christmas. I hope I don't get what I deserve for Christmas. I hope I get something nicer. But anyways, that's the way she goes. And you know what? It's going to be a different Christmas this year, with the COVID around. So we have to bear that in mind. You know, COVID, it's not, I don't think it's that COVID is going to dominate our lives or control what we do. We just have to be aware that it's out there and look after ourselves and be cautious for our neighbors when we're out and about. And if we take care of ourselves that way, COVID won't stand a chance. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So once again, thanks very much for watching. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. And if Christmas is not your thing, I hope you have a great holiday season. So don't forget, everybody, thumbs up me, and we'll talk to you.